Dressed to the nines in your finest formal attire, you walk through the doors of a massive Victorian mansion. You walk up to a row of bookshelves where an owl is perched atop one of the shelves. You say the words, "Open Sesame," and the bookshelf slides behind the wall. You walk over the threshold. Your magical evening is about to begin. Hi, I'm Cori, and today I'm going to tell you about an enchanted place that has been a part of my family for many years. The world-famous Magic Castle, a private club for magicians and magic enthusiasts. I will tell you about the history of the club, how and why the club was created, and finally, what happens after you say those magical words. First, the history of the building. According to historian George Siegel, Holly Chateau, as it was originally named, was built in 1909 for Roland Lane, a successful real estate developer and banker, and his wife Catherine. Designed by the architecture firm Dennis and Fairwell, Holly Chateau is said to be the first chateau-style mansion in Hollywood. The About section of the Magic Times states, Holly Chateau was, for 30 years, one of the most recognized addresses in Hollywood. Catherine was known all over town for hosting elegant and elaborate luncheons, teas, and musicales for artists and community leaders to raise funds for her many civil projects. According to Alan Ellenberger with Hollywoodland, in 1955, after Roland and Catherine had passed away, their only child, Roland Jr., sold the property to Thomas Glover, who still owns the property to this day. So just how and why did this French chateau transform into a Victorian-inspired castle? Well, that is where Milt Larsen, the founding father of the Magic Castle, comes into the picture. On May 2nd, Milt sat down with Samuel Donner for an episode of the Finding Founders podcast and told him the following. The son of William, a criminal defense attorney who quit his job to become a magician, and Geraldine, the first woman to ever perform magic on television, Milt was immersed in the world of magic from a very early age. When he was 6 years old, his dad took the family out on the road as the Larsen family of magicians. They performed in luxury resorts all over the United States. But then Pearl Harbor was bombed and World War II sidelined the family's magical act. Returning to California, William purchased the Thayer Magic Company, and the Larsens and the Thayers actually swapped residences, and the Larsens moved into Brookledge, where Milt spent his afternoons in the backyard teaching himself how to do magic with all of the tricks and props that the family had acquired. As an adult, and at the urging of his father, who wanted Milt to have a more steady career than magic could provide, Milt became a writer for NBC. It was in his office at the studios where Milt would look out his window to the now dilapidated Holly Chateau just a few blocks from the studios and daydream about turning the mansion into a private club for magicians. This was something his father had always wanted to do but did not get the chance because he passed away at the age of 48. As luck would have it, Milt had a friend who knew Thomas Glover and he introduced the two together. Milt told Thomas all about his crazy idea to transform the rundown residence into a magician's private club, and Thomas was actually intrigued. In 1961, Thomas gave Milt 1 year to renovate the mansion and open up the club. Milt got straight to work, gathering up friends, family, and colleagues from NBC. And they would all come and work on the castle every evening. But Milt still needed materials to put into the castle, and because Milt didn't have any money, he needed to come up with a plan. Luckily, there just happened to be a multitude of mansions that were being torn down in Hollywood to make way for the 10 freeway. So every day at lunchtime, Milt would purchase a 6-pack of beer and he would visit one of the tear-down sites. He would offer the workers the 6-pack of beer in exchange for the contents of the mansions. Because the materials would be thrown away anyway, the workers would gladly accept the beer and allow Milt to take whatever he could. Milt took anything and everything, wood paneling, windows, doors, and chandeliers, and he repurposed it all for the castle. On June 2nd, 1963, the Magic Castle opened its doors. While Milt struggled to keep the club afloat in the early years, its popularity steadily began to rise, and today It is an iconic, thriving business with over 5,000 members, including some well-known celebrities. So what can you expect to see and do once you are in the club? Well, because my mom worked there for over 15 years, I myself have spent many an evening there, so I will tell you. First, there are the 5 bars, including the Salon Bar, where Irma the Invisible Ghost takes song requests from guests, playing everything from show tunes to Britney Spears. Next up is dinner in the main dining room, where Tahal Raoul from the New York Times said, "Dining at the castle has the feel of the first-class cabin on a ghost ship." Or, if you have a group of 10 to 12 people, you can book the Houdini room, where a private butler will serve you a 4-course meal while your medium conjures up the spirit of Harry Houdini. And of course, there are the magic shows, which are performed in the castle's 3 theaters, the Palace of Mystery, the Parlor of Prestidigitation, and my favorite, the Close-Up Gallery, where you will see some very cool sleight of hand magic up close. Besides eating and drinking, you will want to be sure to explore all of the different areas of the castle, taking in all of the unique and interesting decor that Milt has filled the castle with for the past 57 years. So in conclusion, this is how one man's daydreams transformed an old French chateau, the first of its kind, into a magician's private clubhouse, another first of its kind, and how magicians and magic lovers alike can spend an evening immersed in magic as an escape from the day-to-day life. And as Milt told Samuel on Finding Founders, as long as magic goes on forever, it might as well be in a castle.